me coming into the game, I'm influenced by a lot of things. You know, I was spending time in the library. I was looking at books. I looked at Avedon's pictures, Cartier-Bresson's pictures. You know, all these great Magnum photographers. You know, Salgado, boom. You know, on down the line, Irving Penn. Like,
Right.
you know, really like studying the masters and what their individual voice was. You know, and you know, interpreting, excuse me, those images and saying, okay, this is how they did it. Like, you can pull little sprinkles from people and be influenced by it. Every artist is influenced by something that's happening around, whether another artist or the city or the streets or whatever, or the person or the whatever, the music. Like, there is inspiration, and then there is, you know, just sort of like, you know, following right in line behind somebody. Like, man, okay, he shot against that wall. I'm going to shoot against the exact same wall, in the chair, in the same pose. Unless it makes sense.
Right.
Like, I shot Dub C's The Ghetto Heisman. Like, yeah, I'm going to use the pose. Like,
Right.
but I'm going to stick a stack of money under his arm as if he just robbed somebody and he's sprinting down the street in the Chucks and there's graffiti on the wall, and like, I'm going to make it my own hood version of it. You know what I mean? Like, I used influence. I took a pose and I ran with it, you know, in a different direction and a different way, you know? I mean, I just think that, like, I really challenge people to, you know, work in their own box, but outside of everybody else's box. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what's your voice? You know, it's like, yeah, if you're learning your craft, like, sure, you know, copy some, you know what I mean? Not copy somebody's work by any means, but, you know, because that's just, I just don't want to do it. Like, you know, it's like, run your race and, like, you know, like, be sure about your vision. If you're unsure, keep exploring until you become sure. You know, it's like, whatever that little zone is, like, you know, don't be kind of looking at what everybody else is doing. You know, put your blinders on and stay focused on the goal, even if it's a day-to-day goal, you know?
Right.
Of like, today I'm going to take the greatest picture of this dude, and that's what it's going to be, and it's going to be my voice. And like, I'm not going to, you know, look at look at it just to gain your artistic juices and get them flowing. Like, oh, that's cool, I got to remember that. I like the little sparkle in that dude's eyes. Or what if I did this? You know what I mean? It's sort of like, where do you go from this sort of a baseline foundation?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I want to see something that I haven't seen before, you know? I want people to take chances. I want people to be brave and do something that feels new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you feel like you've seen it before, then shoot something else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like everybody, I don't know. It's like, a lot of it too is like what's been handed down from labels as like, this is what we need, or, you know, from art directors or from ad clients or whatever. But, you know, it's like, push the borders, at least in your personal work. Like, take one picture for yourself outside of what the parameters are. Like, hey, Game, I want to borrow you for 1 second. I just had a crazy idea to do this.
Right.
All right, can I shoot that? You know, most of these artists are going to be like, man, shit, nobody ever asked me. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Feels cool.
Right.
Sure, I'll go out there and, you know,
Yeah.
and do whatever that is, you know?
Right.
I don't know. It's just like, I just want people to spend the time and know that, you know, a lot of people worked like long time to get where they, you know what I mean, the point that they've achieved. Everybody has these, you know, sort of humble stories of, you know, like Diddy, you know, like he's in, you know, he's crazy now. He's, you know, over the top, and he's the dude, and he can bark his orders, and, you know, do you want to work for Diddy, and you're not ready to work for me because, but, you know, he's put his time in.
Right.
You know, it's like the people that have dedicated this amount of time, like, we've earned the right to hate. We've earned the right to, like, sort of judge in a loose sense. You know what I mean? Like, we have a real perspective that we've established for each of us. You know what I mean? In our own right. You know. So I like people that are taking the chances and are just like, okay, you know, sink or swim, I'm gonna go for it. I think Drake is a perfect example. You know, and everybody's not, man, riding, trying to jump on his back and ride him, pause. You know, like, but, you know, it's like he's made such a voice in a lane, and like 40, his producer, and and that little team is like, man, if they stick together and they don't get, you know, influenced and water themselves too thin or get too big or go a different direction, they're going to be here for a long time. I think Wayne is another one, and just people running their own race, you know?
Yeah.
Like just making great music, making great images, like just, you know, live a life that's worthy of leading and leave a legacy that doesn't feel like everybody else's, you know? That feels like special and unique. That's what I want from people, you know?
And from yourself, like what you see yourself doing like in the future, like what are your aspirations for?
And to add, man, just like be honorable, man. You know what's right and wrong. That's a big deal too. You know, it's like, you know, just move honorably. You know what I mean? Like, pay your bills on time. And don't come with the trifling bullshit. Like, you know what's crazy and what's not. You know?
Right.
Like, you know, these people are artists, man. Just, you know, as like photographers, I think, you know, people get taken advantage of sometimes, and I know I stand my ground for the thing. Like I sued Coors Light, and you know, an ad agency that stole my picture, put it up on billboards, and 3-day court case. You know, we won, but it changed copyright law, and that's what I wanted to do. And you know, it wasn't a big sort of money thing. I don't have a Range Rover. Like here's my car. They're on my feet. You know, like that's me. You know, but it's like, you know, just think about how much time goes into, you know, that the real artists put in, that the designers put in. Like, you know, these are all people that can make or break it. And when they believe in how they're being treated and inspired by what's happening, which is the level of their artistry, man, we could change the world, you know? It's like, that's what it is. That's what inspires people, is that, you know?
Right.
You know, for me, where I'm going, it's like, you know, I've been directing some videos, but, and commercials, and it's been cool. I'm good with talent, and I'm realizing sort of what my strengths are. You know, and kind of I've always been. Like, there's no situation I feel like I can be put in now where you can take me out of my zone or rattle me or make me not create the image. If you say you have one frame, I'm going to get the shot. You know what I mean? It's like I can shoot that picture in one frame. You know, it's like, and if I can shoot it in 0 frames, I'll just sit and draw you. Like, there's always a solution, you know? So for me, it's like realizing what the strengths are in working with people and being able to sort of interpret a creative. It's sort of an advertising route that I'm going to try and go. Like, everyone's like, man, are you going to abandon the photo and just go to video and then do movies? Like, no, I love photography. There's great photographers that just do photography, and they do that until, you know, until the casket drops, and they're the greatest, you know? Like, so I don't feel like I have to abandon a switch or whatever, but I do feel like I'm at a point where I need to challenge myself and have another sort of body of work that I can pursue. So it's, you know, it is videos, it is movies, it is shorts, it's commercials, it's more pictures, it's personal projects. I'm working on some books, you know, it's like I want to be an artist again. And I think that, you know, that's about getting back to the foundation of what being an artist is, you know? It's like I'm tired of waiting for other people to tell me what I can and can't do. You know? It's like, all right, at least once a day, even if it's one note of like, call up this person and ask to shoot them. You know? It's like, I want to shoot Pele in Brazil at his home. That's what I want to do. You know? Like, that's the kind of project that I want to do. For what venue? I don't know. Is it of interest to people? Yeah, I think so. You know? And if not, it's of interest to me. And it's like shooting sort of the living legends, of which a lot of people that I shot are, and I'm grateful for all that. But it's like, I want to shoot people that I'm inspired by, and that's my unique vision, you know? So I'm like, man, Pele, that old-ass soccer player. Yeah, that old-ass soccer player is probably one of the best people to ever touch a ball. You know what I mean? Like Lance Armstrong. You know, like I'm grateful to say that he's a friend, and his mission and what he's doing for the, you know, the Live Strong Foundation is crazy. But ultimately, it's like, he's one of the greatest of our generation. I'm grateful for that photo with him. And I want more of that type of thing. The real artists, the real athletes, not try and make this kid who can sort of sing and we can put him in a little synthesizer and synth him out and he's got a cool swag. Like, yeah, take your little cool swag and go to school and teach me about music theory. Tell us something that we don't know. You know, it's like, that's what the direction I'm going, and what I challenge people to do is just, you know, find out what it is that moves you as, you know, sort of, you know, what your passion is. and go for it. You know what I mean? And don't accept no for an answer. You know, because there are no rules in art, musically, whatever. And that's, you know, really kind of what I comment on. You know, and then just be decent, be cool. Don't be trifling, man.
I was gonna ask you
It
some,
ain't fresh.
I was gonna ask you some words of wisdom, but I guess
That's it. That's my words of wisdom. That is my thing.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time, and
Yeah.
you know, I look forward to seeing more stuff from you. And
Dope, man. Appreciate it, man.
Looking forward
Thank
to
you
that
for
book.
the time, man.
Yeah,
And the interest.
looking forward to that book also, and seeing what this game album is gonna look like.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'll drop it. I'm gonna call Game today and see if we do a contest. Guess what's on the cover.
Guess it's on the cover, right?
We added a G to a theme
Yeah.
from before.
Wow, that's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks a lot again, man. And,
Yeah, man. No doubt.
We're gonna sign off.
Cool. Bless.
Bless, man.